Hey, what's going on, Lego Maniac? ZacAtk for ZacAtk Bricks back at another video for you guys. Today, we're going to do a Lego room vlog here because I have a handful of ideas that I want to toss out to you guys and kind of go over some stuff that I want to do and some designs that I had made for maybe potentially laying out the Lego room as far as the city tables go, because I've been really struggling with thinking about spacing and whatnot. And so I've been really thinking about, like, how can I make this work? How can I make the room seem more for space-wise? And so I've been designing stuff out, and the one thing that I keep running into is math with the city layout and the table. So, like, right now I have everything kind of splayed out to like a good full city. The only problem is that I'm facing is I am facing just building. That's the main thing, is I am facing a building conundrum to where I don't know exactly what to do. And so the main thing that I'm pondering, and I'll show you guys here in a second, is that maybe I should not have the tables go out completely all the way across the room here, because I need something in order to put my cube shell, my cube, or the cube shells I want to put in here, but the stair-like containers, because right now I really want to be able to not have to go back and forth between the kitchen and here to build, because this was kind of like the dedicated Lego room, you know, and so it kind of defeats the purpose of having a dedicated Lego room if I'm having to essentially go back and forth. Don't get me wrong, like, it's nice to be able to film out there and whatnot, but the whole idea was for this to be the film space to film Lego and whatnot in. So that's where I'm kind of struggling right now, is making the decision to not necessarily scale back the Lego city to make room, but to change the whole layout of the city. Because right now, like, it makes sense, but there's one thing that I really want to do in the Lego city that is going to take up a ton of base plates. And so what I'm trying to really understand and get a feel for is, do I keep the layout of the tables how they are and expand out, or like my plan is, or do I essentially go in a set of tables and then come out a set of tables this way? And then I'll show you what I mean here. But so that's what I'm kind of struggling with. Nothing has really changed in the Lego room since the last Lego room update. I have been building road plates, so that's been cool. And I have a bunch of stuff staged for the next handful of builds I'm going to do, which is going to be a double train shed, which was a Bevan's Bricks build that I'm going to build here in the future. I have all the parts kind of laid out, and I do have an engine to put in there, which I'm still waiting on Lego to send me the last pieces. I actually reached out to the customer care, and they're like, well, it shows delivered, but it hasn't been. So it's kind of been a frustrating thing dealing with Pick a Brick, and it's hard when you don't have a Lego store in your city, and the closest one is in Nashville. So that's very frustrating. But let me show you what I'm talking about as far as the tables go in the city, and then I'll put a design up on screen for you guys. That way you can kind of see what I'm thinking about doing and how the change may be good or bad as far as helping me make a more conducive Lego city for building. So right now the city is kind of laid out in this U shape here in the Lego room, which isn't a bad layout whatsoever. My plan was to bring out another set of tables here to fully widen it out, and then eventually bring out another table here where this bookcase is, because eventually this bookcase is going to go away and go inside my master bedroom closet for my girlfriend and all of her things. And so I was going to put these Lego Harry Potter stuff in storage, because right now I don't have a place for it. And Lego Harry Potter has kind of burned me with all these castle sets and whatnot. So I'm just kind of at the point where I just rather not collect Lego Harry Potter for a little while. But The whole idea of what I'm thinking about doing is essentially taking those two tables back there and bringing them inward here, and then coming out again another row of tables. Now the problem with that is that that would take away from my walkway room for building, for the desk and whatnot. And I'm going to move some tables around just to see how this is going to work out, because obviously I need to move tables around in order to understand, okay, one, is this going to be possible, and two, what would be better? Now, I do have this oddball table here that I had cut that's actually about 2¼ inches shorter than the rest of these tables width-wise, and that's because the room wasn't wide enough to make available for without having to cut tables, essentially. So what I'm going to have to do is essentially take the oddball table out and move it probably right here where this bookcase is, and then do some math with a table, or with a tape measure and whatnot, to see if my math on the CAD program is going to make sense. Because if that does, then the entire Lego city is going to be shifted quite a bit. Like everything you see here Main Street wise is essentially going to be moved over here where this other table would eventually go. Now, the one thing with designing stuff in LeoCAD and whatnot is you don't really have a scope for depth. And so that's where I'm struggling, is making things depth-wise make sense. So the layout here is essentially going to be, I want to make availability for not only my shopping center, which I'm going to have to rebuild on a wider base plate, but still going to be on a 32 by 32 base plates doubled up. That's what I'm going to have to do. I already know I'm going to have to do that. I have accepted that. But the challenge is going to be fitting in this big structure here, which is going to be an arena. I want to have an arena in my city because I feel like that would be something to be really neat. And for just having a structure that large, I feel like not too many people have an arena in their Lego city. Now, some people have baseball fields and whatnot, which are much larger, but I feel like an arena being on a limited to probably 6 base plates, maybe 9 if I can squeeze it. But then again, there's the depth thing that I've run into. And so I want to have enough spacing and whatnot to make this happen for the arena, but also to have a service port here to where I can crawl up underneath the tables and go into the service port and make changes to the city as need be. Now, on the other side of the Lego room, I want to have cube shelves lined all the way down the wall. That way I can put all my stair-like containers in those instead of them being on the floor. That way I have not only an additional display space on top, but also having a dedicated spot for all my stair-like containers. That would be very, very nice. And then eventually I can maybe double them up and stack them up. That way I have a whole wall of stair-like of containers. That would be super fantastic ideal. And so once I kind of do the math and figure this out and see if I like it, then we can kind of go from there. And then I can really make stuff in the city happen and change. But until then, I'm kind of at a stuck point of guesstimating, because the arena is kind of the oddball, the curveball here that I'm facing. And so in order to face that, in order to, I really want to build it. That's something that I want to do. And the other thing I'm facing is the train. I really want a train in my city, but having this arena here really throws things off because of the line placement. And I really want to be able to break up the monotonous of the square of a table by having the train not follow the line of the table. That's just the challenge, is with me and my stickler for a brain of functionality and realism in a city, is that, well, that's not possible in some instances. Now, the other thing I'm obviously having to face too here in the city is I need a little bit better lighting here, because even though the LED lights have added a ton more lighting. The thing that throws me off is the ceiling fan because it doesn't have, I guess, a wide LED light inside of it. It's just a regular plain Jane light. So, but anyways, there's a handful of things I want to do to this room, and I've honestly, and here's the wild thing, guys, and you're gonna laugh so hard. I have honestly thought about switching the Lego room with my other bedroom in the house, my guest bedroom, but that would require painting and the shelves. The shelving is problematic. It's very problematic. So that's not going to happen because I'm kind of here in the room, and this is where I'm going to be staying. So, you know, obviously moving the Lego room to another room in the house isn't going to happen, but that's something that popped in my brain, and I was like, nope, we're going to axe that right now because I have already made a ton of work in progress in this room, and I put a lot of holes in the wall for shelving, and I don't particularly want to do that in the other room. So anyways, those are the ideas I'm working with right now, and so I would love to know your thoughts, and if you have any solutions in the comment section down below that you would love to add and to share, that would mean the world to me, as I'm really struggling right now with trying to fit in all the things I want to with the city, and with all the modulars that I'm adding in, it is really starting to flush the city out a little bit more, and you know, is going to essentially you know, make the city more vibrant. And obviously I need to fill things out in the city, that way it makes more sense and feels more vibrant. And this is where a future video I want to talk about is I see a lot of people on YouTube who brag about using a credit card to buy Lego and whatnot. And while I'm not going to 100% knock these people or knock them at all, but I don't feel like it's for me to go in an ample amount of credit card debt for buying Lego unless this was going to be like a business for me. I do work a full-time job and pay for a house and whatnot, and that responsibility comes first. So I definitely want to touch base in another vlog video of being responsible with your funds, being a part of this hobby, because it is getting more expensive and it is pricing a lot of people out of the hobby, which is very unfortunate. It makes me very sad, especially for little kids who love Lego and their parents can afford to you know, buy them Lego on the regular. And I'm very blessed and very grateful for being able to buy the Lego and be able to use a credit card every once in a while to pay for my hobby. So it's just something to think about, and something I want to talk to you guys about in a video, because I feel like it needs to be really, you know, talked about for people who are wanting to get into this hobby, to dedicate a space in their home and whatnot. And so yeah, we'll talk about that in another video, but for the time being, I am going to try and rearrange the Lego room a little bit to see if the table layout would work, and if it does, I'll talk to you again about the potential new layout change here in an upcoming video. And once I really do the math right with the physically and not relying on pen and paper like I normally do, then we'll go from there. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this Lego vlog video. More to come. I don't particularly want to constantly make vlogs, but I have a handful of things I would love to try and do and change in the Lego room to make it work and to make it make sense. And I want it to be fun and conducive for not only for building, but displaying and having a functional and operational city for the most part. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, be sure and smash that like button, subscribe for more ZacAtk Bricks videos. I'm going to be posting videos every Monday, but coming up, I am going to be taking a break here and there, just because the grind is kind of catching up to me. I have been sick, and so I may need a week or two off to kind of recuperate and kind of, you know, I'm not burnt out. I'm just struggling with the back to school funk, and I still kind of have a little bit of it. But anyways, we'll talk about that more later, because it's grody. But anyways, more stuff to come in the Lego City, and I'll post updates as I can and some posts on the social media. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links for all the things in the description box below. You guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Until then, friends, keep building, and I'll see you in the next video.